Hear me clearly. America is not a racist country.
We need to address, well, first of all, no, I don't think America is a racist country.
Planet of the Apes, man. We're going to go see Planet of the Apes. So I look on the iPhone app, and it says, okay, take me to this one. And the guy goes, okay. I go, is that in a good neighborhood? He's like, oh, yeah. Guy barely speaks English. He takes us there. We get out, and we're giggling. Oh, we're going to go see Planet of the Apes. We walk into Planet of the Apes. We walked into Africa, dude. We walked in the door, and
New intro. So much love and appreciation to those of you who have been with me for the 2-year period plus that I've been doing this. Thank you for showing your love and support to the channel. And to anybody else who is brand new to the platform and you would like to support the channel, also you can do it by way of Patreon, Anchor, the clothing store, and also the shoe shop that is listed in the comment description below. And again, thank you to any and all of you guys who have been here to support this channel during the 2+ year period. I wouldn't be able to do what I do every single day without you. Spotify, in a sense, has set a precedence of a company who has a deal worth $100 million with one content creator, and they need to protect their investment because they know that very potentially they could get sued if they happen to back out of the deal, the contract, renege, any type of way. And that's not something that they really want to sit up there and do, because that could also cause issues and make other creators antsy if they just might say something that might be politically incorrect or a difference in opinion or use certain types of wording. So we're going to hear, and I'm going to read to you what the Spotify CEO had to say about Joe Rogan and the Joe Rogan Experience. So this is what the Spotify CEO had to say. There are no words I can say to adequately convey how deeply sorry I am for the way the Joe Rogan Experience controversy continues to impact each of you. Not only are some of Joe Rogan's comments incredibly hurtful, I want to make clear that they do not represent the values of this company. I know this situation leaves many of you feeling drained, frustrated, and unheard. I think it's important you're aware that we've had conversations with Joe and his team about some of the content in his show, including his history of using some racially insensitive language. Following these discussions and his own reflections, he chose to remove a number of episodes from Spotify. He also issued his own apology over the weekend. While I strongly condemn what Joe has said and I agree with his decision to remove past episodes from our platform, I realize some will want more. And I want to make one point very clear. I do not believe that silencing Joe is the answer. We should have clear lines around content and take action when they are crossed. But canceling voices is a slippery slope. Looking at the issue more broadly, it's critical thinking and open debate that powers real and necessary progress. Another criticism that I continue to hear from many of you is that it's not just about the Joe Rogan Experience on Spotify. It comes down to our direct relationship with him. In last week's town hall, I outlined to you that we are not the publisher of the Joe Rogan Experience, but perception due to our exclusive license implies otherwise. So I've been wrestling with how this perception squares with our values. I've told you several times over the last week, but I think it's critical we listen carefully to one another and consider how we can and should do better. I've spent this time having lots of conversations with people inside and outside of Spotify. Some have been supportive while others have been incredibly hard, but all of them have made me think. One of the things I'm thinking about is what additional steps we can take to further balance creator expression with user safety. I've asked our teams to expand the number of outside experts we consult with these efforts and look forward to sharing more details. Your passion for this company and our mission has made a difference in the lives of so many listeners and creators around the world. I hope you won't lose sight of that. It's that ability to focus and improve Spotify even on our toughest days, that has helped us build the platform we have. We have a clear opportunity to learn and grow together from this challenge, and I am ready to meet it head on. If we believe in having an open platform as a core value of the company, then we must also believe in elevating all types of creators, including those from underrepresented communities and a diversity of backgrounds. We've been doing a great deal of work in this area already, but I think we can do even more. So I am committing to an incremental investment of $100 million for the licensing, development, and marketing of music, artists, and songwriters, and audio content from historically marginalized groups. This will dramatically increase our efforts in these areas. While some might want us to pursue a different path, I believe that more speech on more issues can be highly effective in improving the status quo and enhancing the conversation altogether. I deeply regret that you are carrying so much of this burden. I also want to be transparent in setting the expectation that in order to achieve our goal of becoming the global audio platform, these kinds of disputes will be inevitable. For me, I come back to centering on our mission of unlocking the potential of human creativity and enabling more than 1 billion people to enjoy the work of what we think will be more than 50 million creators. That mission makes these clashes worth the effort. I know it is difficult to have these conversations play out so publicly, and I continue to encourage you to reach out to your leaders, your HR partners, or me directly if you need support or resources for yourself or your team. So basically, what the Spotify CEO stated was pretty much nothing. He said, "Hey, I'm going to put $100 million up there. We're going to diversify our panel, so it's not going to be just Joe Rogan, but we're going to have people from different religions and races and creeds directly on the platform, and people are going to have opposing views. And this is going to broaden the scope, so it's not just." In a sense, one person saying things like this. It's going to be a lot of other people that are going to say things that's going to press buttons that's going to be politically incorrect. So we're going to throw the focus not so much on Joe Rogan and the Joe Rogan experience, but we're going to broaden the scope and throw that responsibility and everything like that on everybody, because we're going to, in a sense, allow everybody to express themselves. Now, this is the problem. Will Spotify allow everybody else who comes to that platform with opposing views against Joe Rogan's views, will they allow them to express themselves the exact same way that Joe Rogan was able to express himself? Would Spotify allow somebody to use what would be considered anti-Semitic talk? Would Spotify allow somebody to use something that would be homophobic talk? I'm pretty sure Spotify would not. I'm pretty sure that the outcry would be very, very, very great. But what Spotify is trying to show you face wise is that, yeah, therefore, everybody with free speech, canceling Joe Rogan is just not the greatest call to sit up there and do. They're not saying that because, they don't want to do it. They're saying it due to the fact that, as I stated earlier, they have a contractual obligation, right? They signed a deal. And if I remember correctly, it is $100 million deal that Joe Rogan was able to get. Mind you, like India Ari has stated, music artists, don't get contracts like that with Spotify. They get less than pennies on the dollar when it comes to their music and how many times a song basically has to play in order for it to even generate $1. But yet you have Joe Rogan, who is just the face, a guy who speaks right his mind, and he says a lot of things, and he has a lot of different topics that he brings up and talks about that people like, right? Which is completely fine and dandy. But the aspect that we're talking about is the fact of how freely and how confident he is for the variety of years, even before Spotify, that he frequently uses, right, the terminology specifically that deals with black people. Now, how many videos can they really tape together showing Joe Rogan using anti-Semitic language that is harmful to the Jewish community? How many videos can they put together to showcase Joe Rogan using anti-Asian, terminology, right? And demeaning types of quotes and things like that. Or, like I said before, what about the LGBT? How many videos throughout the years can you put together to basically showcase a lot of that which will be considered hate speech? Like I said, I don't have the answer to that. And I'm pretty sure a lot of other people don't. But the thing that we do have the answer to is the fact that Joe Rogan has freely used the N word a multitude of times. And not even just that, it was also the fact that he decided that he wanted to refer to black people and a black neighborhood as being in Africa and arriving in Planet of the Apes. So, like I said before, a lot of people want to try to dismiss that. They want to try, oh, it was just a bad sense of humor. Oh, it was just this. Oh, it was just that. But realistically, it wasn't. There's a difference between somebody just saying things in context, like, oh, let's just use this said word because it has to do in context with this statement, versus explaining that you felt as though as soon as you got out of the vehicle from the Uber driver to go see Planet Apes, you felt like you arrived in Africa. You felt like you were in Planet of the Apes because you were in a black neighborhood surrounded by black people. It's a clear-cut difference, but like I said before, you have a lot of true Americans out there that will stand behind Joe Rogan and that will sit up there and support him, his platform, and everything that he has stated. Like I said, to each their own. The main thing that I would tell the black community to sit up there and do is you need to take note and look at a lot of these true Americans and their stances on a lot of things. Like I said, I'm pretty sure if you were to look at on Twitter, a lot of the people that are supporting Joe Rogan, they pretty much have some similar things in common if you look directly at their pictures. But anyways, I digress. Let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.